like, hey, let's just film and show everybody what an I Love Me book is and what exactly I have in here. So honestly, I have a little bit of OCD. I like things to be organized. So I did decide to put some tabs. I don't know if everybody else does this with their I Love Me book, but I did decide to put some dividers and tabs in here just to organize things a little bit. Hey lovelies, welcome back to my channel and I hope you all are having a wonderful day. So today I decided to do a sit down video and talk about the I Love Me book. So what's funny is that I've only been in the military for 3 years, but every time someone sees my I Love Me book, they're like, why the hell is it so big? And what the hell do I have in it? So I decided, why not? I just got home from work and I have a couple of things that I need to update in this book anyways. So I was like, hey, let's just film and show everybody what an I Love Me book is and what exactly I have in here. So honestly, I have a little bit of OCD. I like things to be organized. So I did decide to put some tabs. I don't know if everybody else does this with their I Love Me book, but I did decide to put some dividers and tabs in here just to organize things a little bit better. So for those of you that aren't in the military and wondering what the hell is an I Love Me book, it's pretty much a book to help you organize all of the paperwork that you've gotten in the military since you've joined. That's the best way to put it. So it has like your orders, your medical, your dental, certificates, schools, transcripts, anything that you feel is of importance. Also like your will and things like that can also go in here. But for me, what I have is my orders. I have my dental records, my medical records, like a personal tab with like my transcripts and other things. I also have like certifications from courses, finances, my leaves, anything that I charge on my credit card goes in here, receipts, because y'all know how that back pay be. You need all the evidence that you can, and things that I usually put in iPerms, such as awards that I've gotten, as well as OERs. There's a lot in here, so like I said, an I Love Me book basically helps you organize all of the paperwork and things that you've gotten from the military. And honestly, this has made my life a lot easier when it comes to PCSing and traveling, especially since a lot of you guys are familiar that my first PCS was to South Korea. And just having a book where all of my orders were in, my leave form was in, my vaccination records, proof that I didn't have like a negative COVID test and everything, or a negative PCR test. So everything goes in this book, and I update it every time I move, or every time I have a new certification I need to put in there. Like I just graduated from physical security course. I'm just going to put that certificate inside my I Love Me book and just track everything. Another thing that you can do too is upload this stuff to your computer, save it on like the share drive, T drive, your Google Drive, whatever you can, because sometimes paperwork does get lost, especially in the Army. Paperwork gets lost. Never give them your original copies to anything. You want to make sure you're always giving them a copy and you always have the original on your person. So never, ever, ever, like I mean ever, give anybody in the military your original copies to anything, your original paperwork to anything. Always give them copies. So, yeah, I still have things from Bolic in here. Like, honestly, I'm pretty sure you guys remember, like, the peer comments and everything that they gave you. I still have that stuff in here. I have, like, my Bolic documentation papers, all the assignments that I've done, and everything is still in here. I have things from ROTC. What is this? My Dear Colonel letters for PCSing. I'm sorry if you guys hear my dog in the background. She always decides to be loud when I'm trying to record. So everything that I have is in here. Yeah, I even like always put a mental note on paperwork that says like keep the originals. Like this is my originals. I need to keep this. But yeah, so the first tab that I have is just like my orders, and I try to keep the most recent orders on the top. So just like my orders that got me here to Fort Leonard Wood, that stays on top, and I keep a couple of copies in there. And then on the back, I got my orders that took me to Korea, and then from there, my orders that took me to Bolic, and then, yeah. So that's kind of my orders tab, what that looks like. I haven't been to many places just yet, so it's not that full. And then I have my dental records. So a lot of you guys may not be tracking this, but before I joined the military, I had braces, and I found out that you weren't allowed to have braces when you joined. So I have my basically my ETP memo stating that I joined with braces. So I was going to keep them in until I was done with my braces. So I also have my civilian orthodontics paper and informations, as well as my x-rays. And then I have my medical tab, which has my physical profile records anytime that I've been on profile. And then, yes, I know this may seem excessive, but I keep every single immunization shot. Y'all know, if you guys are in the military, you know they're good for losing stuff. So I have every immunization that I've ever gotten since I was a baby in this book. Like, I'm not getting 2 shots if I don't need to get it. So I keep that in here as well. And honestly, every time I visit the medical center, I always ask for a copy of my current vaccination status, just so I can keep it in here as well. So I have all that stuff in here. And yeah, even my exam for when I originally joined the military, it's still in here as well. Obviously, they have their originals, but I just keep copies for myself. Yeah, just something that you should do moving on in your career. Just make sure you keep everything. I even have my medical records from ROTC. And then my personal tab. What I have in my personal tab is usually my CIF records. So every time I clear an installation, they give you like a little stamp that shows that you're good. And then your girl keeps it right in here in my personal tab. So it has all of my clothing records in there and everything, as well as my personal property that I have. I have insurance for my personal property here. So I just print out the policy and I place it in here. I have, if anybody's interested, I have personal insurance with USAA. It's very affordable. I think it covers up to $10,000 worth of stuff. Honestly, I put it for my electronics just in case anything would have ever happened. So it covers all of my electronics, my phone, like everything that I need. And I also have house insurance, of course, too, with USAA. And then I have my insurance policies in here. My SGLI is on here, and my mom also has copies of these things. Like, you definitely want to make sure your family members are tracking any of this stuff, especially if they're not too familiar with how the military works, and God forbid something happens to me. You want to make sure that your family's tracking, like, you know, I have health insurance and what happens if I do, God forbid, pass away or something. So my SGLI is also in here. And then, like I said, I have my awards as well, awards that I've gotten and things that I've put into iPerms. My power of attorney is in here, like a copy of it. So my power of attorney actually expires 2040, and my mom's on my power of attorney just in case there's anything that I ever need to move from Miami to here and they need somebody to sign off. She could show that she's, you know, she has power of attorney over my things, so she can legally sign for my things to get moved here. And then I just have all of my ACFT, APFTs, any type of training, range qualifications, everything's in here, just like scorecards. Let's take it out the other way instead. So yeah, I have like just everything. Like, honestly, this has every qualification, every APFT, ACFT that I've ever taken thus far. I have my birth certificate in here, like the original of it. And then I have my social security card, just a copy of it. My direct deposit information is in here. My registration, vehicle registrations are up to date and in here. And then I have all of my certifications that I've taken so far, which is all the courses, anti-terrorism, all the three. If you're in the military, you're familiar with the 350-1 training. It's the cyber awareness, anti-terrorism, TARP, what else is there? Information security, all that stuff. I keep a copy in here because you guys know how quick they are to tell you that you're delinquent and you need to go update this or do this. So I keep a copy of the most recent ones in here. Any schools that I've been to, CBRN, physical security, safety security, that's in here. My BOLIC certification is also in here. Yeah, it's been a minute since I've seen some of these things, so this is kind of like shocking. But yeah, this is also in here. Pretty cool. Yeah, I kept the copy of my BOLIC and processing worksheet that's in here. yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's in here. And then moving on to finance, like I stated, I keep all the receipts for when I travel. So whether that be like a hotel or when I stop for gas, and everything is in here. And I just keep the receipts because when you do PCS, what happens is that you have a certain amount of days. I'm not quite sure how many days it is. But you have a certain amount of days to claim it so that you can get your refund for the expenses that you paid. And the government provides you with the GTC, which is a government travel card. So you're able to put all those expenses onto one card and not your personal card. But you still have to pay it off of, like, you know, with the money that they're going to reimburse you back, you have to pay off the GTC card. So I don't have a GTC card just yet. So I've been using my own personal credit card. And just to make sure that I cover my tail, I keep all my receipts in here because God forbid they're like, oh yeah, that wasn't part of, like, you know, your travel. This is like leisure. No, I have my receipts in here. This is definitely part of travel. So I keep all the hotel receipts in here. Gas, like I stated. When you go and weigh your vehicle, that's an also thing that you can claim when you get back. And yeah, so that's that tab. And on this last tab, I keep all of my leave forms. So anytime I take a leave in the military, I just put a copy in my book just so I can track it myself in case there's any discrepancies. Like, hey, they charged me for 20 when I only took 10, you know, I could bring it back up. And what else is there? And also my first orders to my appointment orders as a commissioned officer is also in here in this back tab. Yeah, this is from ROTC. Oh my goodness. It's crazy how time flies. My oath of office, yeah, everything's in here. So yeah, that last tab is kind of like I said, I keep receipts back here. I also have my oath of office when I commission, and some things from ROTC back here as well. And what I like to do is I try to keep the most recent at the top just so that it's easy to organize. So yeah, the rest of the stuff is kind of ROTC. And then this last tab is my school things. So I have my graduate school transcript on top, and then underneath I have my undergraduate transcript at the bottom. So just a couple of things that I keep in here. And a lot of people are always asking, where did I get this? Honestly, I got this at Walmart, and I promise it was like maybe 20 bucks. And what I love about it is that it has a zipper, so it keeps everything, you know, nicely enclosed and contained, and it's safe. Yes, this is heavy, but it's not like you're bringing this with you everywhere you go. You know, you only bring this when you're like PCSing or, you know, you have something to update, but I don't carry this to work. This kind of stays at home. Like when I do have paperwork that I need to update, what I do is I get the paperwork from work and then I put it in here. This is just for me to make sure that my I Love Me book stays up to date for when I travel. It makes it a lot easier. And like I stated, always make sure to give copies, never give your original. If you guys have any questions about the I Love Me book, just comment it down below. I know this video was kind of hasty, but honestly, I just wanted to show you guys what my I Love Me book looks like. And yeah, you guys have a blessed day.